Today we'll be taking a look at some of the properties of real numbers. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 5 sets of real numbers. First we'll start with natural numbers. This includes 1, 2, 3, and so on for infinity. The set of natural numbers does not contain 0 or negative numbers. Next, we'll go ahead and take a look at whole numbers, which include 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on for infinity. Natural numbers is a subset of the whole numbers, but the whole numbers still does not contain negative numbers. Next, we'll take a look at integers, which has all the negative whole numbers, positive whole numbers, and 0. But it does not contain fractions or decimals. Rational numbers are any number that can be written as P over Q, and it contains all the other sets of integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers. So it can be 2/3 or 0.133 repeating, or even 12 over 100. Last is rational numbers, which are numbers that cannot be written as P over Q, and so whole numbers, natural numbers, integers, and rational numbers are not contained in the set of irrational numbers. These are numbers like pi and the square root of 3 and e. Now let's take a look at some of the properties of real numbers. First, the commutative property of addition states that a plus b is equal to b plus a, so order does not matter. Likewise, the commutative property of multiplication states that a times b is equal to b times a. Next, we have the associative property of addition, which states that a plus b in parentheses plus c is equal to a plus b plus c in parentheses, meaning that regrouping things does not change anything. Similarly, the associative property of multiplication states that a times b in parentheses times c is equal to a times bc in parentheses. The identity property of addition states that a plus 0 is equal to a. And the identity property of multiplication states that a times 1 is equal to a. The inverse property of addition states that a plus negative a is equal to 0. And the inverse property of multiplication states that a times 1 over a is equal to 1. The distributive property of addition states that a times b plus c in parentheses is equal to ab plus ac. The distributive property of multiplication states that ab plus ac can be factored into a times b plus c in parentheses. Now let's take a look at the definition of subtraction. So when we say 3 minus 4, that can also be written as 3 plus negative 4, and that's where we get subtraction from. Similarly, the definition of division, let's take a look at 3x is equal to 9. That's the same thing as 1/3 times 3x is equal to 9 times 1/3. That is how we are solving for x.